Welcome to Nerd Sports. Today we're going to talk about and I don't know why I've been doing this, but it came up on my feed now,
Mhm.
and I've been watching the Paralympics.
They can
It,
still
it
they can swill. Oh my god. They can still swim faster than I can, so I mean, they're out there
there's a
setting
guy there
world
was there's a
they're out there
couple of
setting world record pace with just their arms.
not even that. There's some people that are setting the pace with just no arms. They're just using their legs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I watched like the ping pong tournaments and everything, and it was one of those things, and I'm like, I have all the appendages, and they're better at me. You're just screw you.
Right? Oh.
But what most of the news is in football. I didn't go over any of the football
Yeah,
news.
baseball started naming some of their postseason award winners. Gabe Kepler was named of the Giants. He was named National League Manager of the Year today. Kevin Cash took him his second consecutive American League Manager of the Year. Um, let me see here. Randy Arozarena shared his rookie. He won the Rookie of the Year um, for the American League. Oh, come on. No, just stop it. Noah Syndergaard, stud pitcher for the Mets over the last few years, was a free agent this year, and the Angels landed him with a 1-year deal. So that's a big name off the board. Um,
Hold on real quick. I'm gonna change the view. There we go. Okay. All I had to do is hit gallery. So
yeah.
now it's like this.
Oh, okay. Groovy.
So people can see
Um,
what I'm doing on my phone and everything
looking
while
at
I'm doing
Wainers.
it.
No,
And
just messing. I
you're
okay.
you're like, and oh, funny story.
Eduardo Rodriguez, pitcher for the Red Sox, he just signed a 5-year deal to go to the Tigers. Justin Verlander is rumored to be eyeing a return to Detroit. Freddie Freeman, with the Braves, he's seeking a 6-year deal. They need to pay the man. Um, Javier Baez, he's a shortstop. He played for the Mets this year. He was a Cub, signed with the Cubs. He was with the Cubs when they ended their World Series drought. The Red Sox are supposedly showing interest in him. Um, I mean, I think that could be an interesting move, but hey. Oh, let me see here. Jonathan India, infielder for the Reds, won the National League Rookie of the Year honors this year. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of baseball news.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing when one of the sports go out, there's not really any kind
Julio Lugo played shortstop for the Red Sox back in 2007, 7 through 2009.
of. Hmm.
He died yesterday at the age of 45 from a heart attack.
Oh wow.
So yeah, a World Series champion with the Red Sox in 2007. Um, he yeah, he died yesterday from what they're speculating is to be as a heart attack. Let me see if I can find that news here real quick. Yeah, he played for the major. He played in the major leagues for 12 years. Um, he uh, he played seasons apiece for the Astros and Rays, as well as 3 for the Red Sox. He won a championship ring with Boston in 2007. Like I said, he had stints with the Braves, Cardinals, Dodgers, and Orioles, but I mean, he had the most success as a member of the Red Sox, obviously winning that World Series championship with us.
What's
Um,
really sad is he was coming out from what I'm reading on that article. He was coming out of the gym and he just had a heart attack. And
yeah. He had 1,352 Major League Baseball games that he played in. He accrued more than 5,300 plate appearances. He was a right-hander. He made his Major League debut April 15th of 2000. He played 116 games his rookie year. Next season, he was a starting shortstop. In the you know in the for the National League Central team. 03, he was arrested outside of Minute Maid Park for misdemeanor assault against his then wife, Mabel. Houston released him and he was acquitted a year later. Um, his best seasons would come with Tampa Bay from 2003 to 06 in 505 games. He batted 287, 350, 421 with 40 home runs, 212 RBIs, and 88 stolen bases. During his time with the Rays. He signed with the Red Sox in December of 06. He started 139 games at shortstop the following season. He batted 385 with a 962 on base percentage during Boston's 4-game sweep of Colorado during the 2007 World Series. So, I mean, he had a really great career. And it's just, it's tragic that, we lost him to a heart attack. But I mean, that really, to me, the takeaway from that is, none of us know when our message, when our time is up. None of us know when we're going to get that text message from God calling us home. So, we have to do everything that we can to try to make the most of our lives while we have them,
yeah,
and unfortunately, it takes sobering reminders like this to, for more or less lack of a better term, kind of be a wake up call. But so obviously here at Angry Me Production, our hearts, thoughts, and prayers go out to the Lugo family. And baseball had had its turn with him, and I'm sure he wasn't very far from the game at any one point after he stopped playing. But I just I mean, it just sucks to hear, especially this close to the holidays. I mean, any time of the year is going to be bad, but the holidays just seem to be worse anytime somebody
yeah.
dies, especially when it's
Well,
unexpected.
my first I had an apartment. I was living over in Forest Glen,
Hmm.
and like a couple of days before Christmas, my downstairs neighbor like killed himself. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was I was the cops came up to my room, my apartment and everything, and like banging on the door. It's like, yeah, what's up? I was like, the guy in the downstairs killing himself with a paper bag, plastic bag over his face. I was like, wait a minute, what? It was just it was just horrible. But the only going back to sports news, uh they're making this is how bad the news for any kind of sports is this week. They
Hmm.
literally made a 2020 to NFL mock draft for the Browns to find Baker Mayfield's replacement as quarterbacks go into round 1. That's it.
So they're already projecting that the Browns are going to finish last. Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
it is
they
time for
really hadn't.
Johnny Skelton to fall on his sword. Um, I screwed up. Wait, we're past the 5-minute mark. Okay. I'm going to do my best Bradley Cooper impression here. We fucked up. Okay.
How many? How many? How many of your picks did you actually get?
Well, okay. Let's do this here. Hold on just a second.
Oh, let me get my. Uh,
You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to. We're going to go new note. Okay, so
well,
I'm
that's
going to
not
count
helping.
these off. I remember what they were. So we're going to just dig into this. Okay. Now, after we do these, I'm going to do my picks for next week. And while we're here recording this episode, I am going to post them on our Facebook page. So that way you and I can make virtual eye contact and I can tell you definitively that it's done. Okay. So let's dig into the scores for week 10. I picked the Ravens to beat the Dolphins. Didn't happen. Miami figured something out and they beat the Ravens 22-10. The Bills didn't let me down. They beat the Jets 45-17. So I'm now 1-1. I had the Buccaneers to beat the Washington football team.
Oh, yeah, that was a horrible game, dude.
Something happened.
Yeah.
So now I'm 1-2 because the Buccaneers lost 19-29. The Cowboys. The Cowboys didn't let me down. I picked them to win over the Falcons. And because I had said something to the effect of Matt Ryan's going to be Matt Ryan, right? Cowboys beat the Falcons 43-3. So now I'm 2-2.
Jesus.
I had the Saints beating the Tennessee Titans, I believe. I thought. Yes.
I don't even think you put a thing up there last week.
I didn't. I didn't. I just got done admitting that I screwed up and didn't post the picks for last week. But thank you for actively participating in today's episode, Mr. Dickerman.
You're still here?
Dickerman.
Quit trying to
I had the
act
Saints
like
I had the Saints over Tennessee, and I may be wrong on that one. For those of you discerning angry faithful, go back and watch the tape from last week and just kind of clue me in here. But I thought I had the Saints over the Titans. Titans pulled out a squeaker, a 23-21 win over the New Orleans Saints. I had the Colts over the Jaguars. All right, so that makes me 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3. I had the Colts over the Jaguars. That was not a disappointment. So I'm now 3-3. I had the Steelers over the Lions. The 0-8 Lions. The Pittsburgh Steelers came to a tie.
Yeah, that was that big
against the Lions.
16-16 tie.
Yeah. So I guess
that
now
was
I'm
that was the weird one. I was
3-3-1. Or would that count as a loss, or do I get like a half a point for that one?
I don't know, because how many times have there been a tie?
I think there's been like 3 in the last 5 years that I can remember.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the weirdest thing, because I've been looking at
you
my
play
feed
all.
and everything.
During the regular season, once overtime is over, that's it.
Yeah.
In the postseason, you'll have multiple overtimes because you can't end a postseason game in a tie, obviously, because there needs to be a winner.
Yeah.
I had the Patriots beating the Browns. Patriots came through, beat Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns 45-7. So that makes me 4-3 and 1. Yeah. God, that tie is really getting under my nerves. I had the Vikings over the Chargers. That one I got. That was a good one. So I'm now 5-3-1. I had the Cardinals beating the Panthers. I am now 5-4-1 because the Cardinals lost 34-10. I believe I had the Broncos beating the Eagles. I'm 5-5-1 now because the Broncos lost 30-13. The Packers didn't disappoint. I had them over the Seahawks. So I'm now 6-5-1. because the Packers won 17-0.
And they even did it without Aaron Rodgers
Yeah. Well,
because he's still off on
Well, I thought
COVID.
he got cleared to play. So,
Let
but
me
anyways,
let me look at that while you're doing
I
that.
had the Chiefs over the Raiders, so that makes me 7-5-1 because the Chiefs won 41-14. And I had the Niners. Oh, I had the Niners losing to the Rams. So that makes me 7-6-1 because the Raiders, I mean the Raiders, the Rams lost to the San Francisco 49ers 10-31. So it was kind of a weird week. Kind of a weird week. And I'll invite you to not ask me that question again, Dan, and stay out of my personal life. Okay, so here we go. Patriots are going to be visiting Atlanta. I am going to take New England over the Falcons.
I don't know. I guess he played this weekend.
Yeah, told you.
Yeah.
But no, would you listen? Absolutely not. Why? Because you're stupid. I don't want to fucking listen to you. Anyway, so the Saints are going to be going to Philadelphia. I think the Saints have got something to prove, and they're going to use the Eagles as a punching bag. So I'm taking the New Orleans Saints over the Eagles. All right, Dolphins and Jets. Miami's playing just good enough football right now to beat the Jets. Jets, Jets. They're going to lose. Let me see here. Next on the
Has the
docket,
Jets
we've got
even been a good team for a while? They haven't had like that
They
much
really
fun.
haven't. I mean, you've seen Sam Darnold. They've had. I mean, dude. The running joke used to be that if you were going to become draft eligible in college, have a good year, but don't have a great year because you don't want to get drafted by the Jets.
I was like, who was it? Oh man, there it was someone was telling me. Okay. It was Angry Cock, and he was saying it's like we had this one group. Uh, they didn't want to get the I guess what's the top rank in the army for enlisted?
Oh, for enlisted, Sergeant Major of the Army.
No, not sergeant major, but sergeant major. He was like, okay, everybody, I don't want to go on deployment, so don't do your best. Do good so we're not crap, but don't do as good so we go on deployment.
Right. All right. So the next two picks, I'm taking Carolina with their brand new old again quarterback Cam Newton to beat the Washington football team. Taking Buffalo over the Colts. Here's the head scratcher for the week.
I don't know about that.
Cam Newton came back to Carolina and absolutely balled out. They won their game last week because of him. All right, so here's the head scratcher of the week: the 0-8-1 Detroit Lions against the 5-5 Cleveland Browns.
That's going to be an interesting game.
Right.
Not saying it's going to be interesting because they're both on the bottom. They're both bottom bitches right now. I wonder which one actually just lays down. It's like, hey, we want that number one draft pick. No, we're getting that number one draft kick.
You know what?
You just see people like you just see them like throw the ball. Not
I think
at their
Detroit's going to
team,
go
but at
out of
the
their
other
way.
team.
I think this week Detroit is going to be like, we played Pittsburgh to a draw. They're going to go into Cleveland. I'm calling the shot. Detroit No, not that one. Here we go. Let's see here. The Lions over the Browns. Baker Mayfield's Progressive insurance commercials where he's using the stadium as his home. I think those are going to get pulled pretty quick because Progressive's like, hey, we need a winner. So now we're looking at San Francisco versus Jacksonville. So we're going to take the Niners over Jacksonville. The Houston Texans visiting the 8-2 Tennessee Titans. We're going to take the Titans over the Texans because the Texans suck. And oddly enough, if Detroit wins their game and the Texans lose their game, the Texans will have a worse record than the Detroit Lions at that point.
Really?
Because the Texans would become 1-9 versus the 1-8-1 Detroit Lions. Because a tie doesn't count as a loss or a win.
Yeah.
So percentage wise, they'll have a better record than the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Now, I gotta say one thing though.
So I'm not saying they're going to tank this game because Tennessee is going to beat they're going to beat them soundly. But look for Houston to move into first place for the number 1 overall draft pick.
I wonder.
Good job, Houston.
I wonder. No. Now I'm wondering, and I've been wondering this as you're doing the picks and everything. I wonder what is the rating for if you pick that team to have a tie. What's the over under on that?
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be astronomical.
Well, yeah, pregame, it's got to be astronomical. Absolutely. Because ties just don't happen that often.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, if
all these hedge bets, all these pop-up hedge bets that happen during the course of a game, I'm sure that the odds got better and better and the payout got less and less. But if you bet ahead of time, like ahead of the game, like if you were to go into a sports book place or go on your Caesars app or whatever it is that you're betting on and put $1,000 on Detroit Pittsburgh to end in a tie, I'm pretty sure you probably walked away with 6-7 figures. If that was even a category you could bet on.
No, they have a category. Dude, they have a category who's gonna die. I mean, you can bet on anything nowadays.
Okay, so moving on. Taking the Titans over the Texans. The Texans are going to move into first place of the number 1 overall draft. Packers are going to beat the Vikings. And I'm going to take the Ravens, who have had just a real craptastic couple of weeks. I'm looking for them to bounce back against the Bears. Bengals versus the Raiders. My head's telling me to go to Cincinnati, but I really want to. Yeah, I might just take this one on the nose here as just my token loss for the week, but I'm going to take the Raiders over the Bengals. Arizona versus Seattle. I'm looking for Arizona to bounce back. It's not going to be pretty. It may be a little close. It's a lot closer than Arizona fans might want at this point, but 1 point's as good as 100. So I'm taking the Sea Chickens to lose against the Cardinals. All right. Sunday afternoon primetime game is going to be dubbed the game of the week. More than likely, it's going to be on CBS. Maybe. Okay.
I can't find one.
Cowboys at the Chiefs. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs Nation. I am taking the Cowboys to come and beat up your Indians.
I could see it. I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, they're actually doing really, really good right now. The Cowboys. I mean, I'm
I
not a
love that it brings you almost, what's the word I'm looking for?
hope.
No. When you say that, you're like, I hate to say this, but it sounds as almost like you're dealing with some kind of like syphilitic pain to say that.
Yeah, it's like I went to Thailand. I know I got laid, but I know I have like 15 other diseases too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you can feel them crawling down your leg as they
Yeah, yeah,
exit your
yeah, yeah,
body.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the 5-3-1 Steelers going against the 5-4 Los Angeles Chargers.
I think the Steelers are going to win this one.
See, both teams are just wallowing enough in mediocrity. I don't want to give either one of them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but you have to.
And I
Like,
don't want to say that this one's going to end in a tie either.
we need a dartboard with all the sports teams and everything.
Right?
Or no. We need a dartboard. It's our decision dartboard to where it's W or loss. It's like a half and half, and whatever. It was like, okay, Charger, win.
Okay, best two out of okay, we'll do one a one paper rock scissors, decision game. You win, Pittsburgh. I win. You know what? Screw that. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh over the Chargers.
Because you really don't hear that much out of the Chargers that much.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's the Chargers, and they're so good. Their defense is so fast." But now they're 5-4.
Yeah.
That's the Sunday night game. Monday night, the New York Giants are going to Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Tampa Bay, and here's why.
Brady.
The 2 Super Bowl losses that Brady has, 2 of the 3 that he has came against New York. Now, granted, it was the Eli Manning New York Giants.
Which they have a podcast now, him and his brother.
They do a live simulcast with Monday Night Football. It is
freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't even like football, but I like him as a person, and they're both hilarious. And you get a lot of their if they're listening and they actually, somehow they actually found this and they're listening, I would love to have you on the podcast. And I just think it would be funny because I think Peyton Manning's freaking hilarious. I love him on
Manning
SNL.
he is. He's hilarious.
Eli's
got kind of that like, oh shucks, dorky, funny thing going on.
Yeah,
for him. But I mean, together, I think it works.
I still to this day, if I need a pick me up, I always watch the Peyton Manning football thing he did with kids on SNL.
No, he hit that kid in the head. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "You suck."
I'm not saying I would kill a snitch, but I'm saying I would probably kill a snitch.
So
it was so hilarious, and he ends up making a kid get a tattoo with his face on his arm.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just all kinds of wrong but perfect at the same time.
So yeah, let me go ahead and get these posted here real quick.
But other than that, there wasn't that much news for the NFL. I mean, world news, if we want to go with that, or United States news, American news, Kyle Rittenhouse got acquitted of all charges.
Oh, that came down today and I missed it. How did I miss that?
I don't know. But what's really sad is there's pictures right now of the prosecutors showing the jury the gun and everything, trying to, I guess it was like an
Are you
intimidation
talking about the
thing.
Alec Baldwin meme?
Oh, the one no, was that me or Kenny?
I think it was Kenny, but you were like, I love that you went there.
Yes, it was Kenny. Yes. But no, if you look at that, if you look at the prosecutor, then you look at Kyle Rittenhouse photos and everything, he has better finger control safety than that fucking prosecutor.
It's called trigger discipline.
Trigger discipline. There we go.
Okay. Our posts are officially up.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'm done with that. But no, there really hasn't, nothing like spurts out of news or anything this week for sports. I mean, most stuff I looked at was all that stuff with the Paralympics, which
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to go European football, I mean, they're starting to talk about
football.
they're starting to talk about the World Cup for 2020, March 2020. So
doesn't say anything about acquittal. AP News says that I don't want to sign up for AP News. Leave me alone. Jury at his murder trial deliberated a full day on Tuesday without reaching a verdict over whether he was the instigator in a night of bloodshed. Of course, he wasn't an instigator. Case went to the anonymous jury after the judge, in an unusual move, allowed Rittenhouse himself to play a minor role in the selection of the final panel of 12 people whose job it was to decide his fate. Rittenhouse reached into a raffle drum, so it's not like he said, "I like the way this guy looks." His, it wasn't that. It was a random draw. So he drew number slips, picked 18 jurors, and then they went through the selection process. Jury will return tomorrow to continue its work. I don't see where they come up. I don't see where they. I don't. I honestly don't see where they charge him. I mean, where they convict him. I really don't.
I don't. I really don't. And it's just a sad thing that's going on with that case.
I mean, he's being drugged through a political circus.
That's really what it is.
That's all that it boils down to.
I seen this one tweet where I guess the guy was defending him. He's like, I guess you can not. It was one of those stupid posts. There's the reason why I didn't save it, but it was just one of those. I guess white privilege isn't real because Kyle Rittenhouse got like almost a year in prison, and he had like $1 million bail. But there's this one guy that kills 4 kids, and he only gets 4 months, and bail set like 75,000. I'm like, really?
Yeah, there's a statute in the state of Texas that says that bond shall not be used as a weapon of oppression. And to me, these justices of the peace that are setting bonds there's no checks and balances for these people, like at all.
There
You know, they
really
look at
isn't.
it and it doesn't matter what state you're in. There is a good old boys and good old girls system anywhere you go. It doesn't matter what county. It does not matter.
Or which
It's
city.
not necessarily what you know, it's who you know. So if you know a lawyer that knows the judge can drop a bug in the lawyer's ear, or the lawyer can drop a bug in the lawyer's ear, or you know what I mean? The lawyer can drop a bug in the judge's ear and be like, he's going to be a problem. We're just doing this because of A, B, and C, i.e., like, oh, for example, I'm just pulling something out of thin air here. Like, say a woman has a man arrested prior to it, you know, during a divorce proceeding. The divorce lawyer knows the JP. The JP goes, "What can I do for you?" Well, these probably aren't going to hold up, but it's going to help my case in this divorce. Can you help me out? And they'll jack the bond up to like 150,000. Let's just kind of throw a number out there, you know, and it would basically amount to is like a class B misdemeanor. And but with no proof, I mean, you can hold indefinitely until like, I think, what is it, 30 days for a misdemeanor, 90 days for a felony count, until you can get like a personal recognizance bond.
I think it's like 20,
No,
72 hours.
no, I think it's no, it's it might be 20 days for misdemeanors, but I do know that it's 90 for a felony. But it's just so bass backwards, man. And it sucks.
Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and end it on this one since we don't have really that much sports news. But if you're actually watching, we're going to try to get done with the Psychos and Sociopath one. We're going to do Bloody Mary.
Okay.
Mary of Scots.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about on what the hell men's mental health.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, it was because of my coworker today. I was like, I need to talk about that. Because that's a subject that
it's talked about just often enough to where it's still considered somewhat taboo.
Yeah. But I
But
really want
now for the angry faithful that do listen faithfully. I don't know why, but I just heard Journey in my head.
now I get it right.
Right? See? Aha. But we are not going to sit there and just because we're discussing men's mental health does not mean that we are downplaying. We're going to become like women bashing.
No. I will actually want to talk about like the stigmas that men get from back when we were. I mean, this is going back from when we were kids. I mean, we still had that stigma. Sometimes just push that shit down. I mean, we're at that stage to where we're finally told is like, hey, if you have a lot of issues, feel that like the world's coming down on you, seek help.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost
outlet.
like we're finally starting to get that corner turned.
Yeah.
You know, we've
really
been telling veterans for 20 years now.
Yeah.
When you come home, get help. Come
Yeah.
home, get help. Talk about it.
And what's really sad is there's a lot of TikTok women that are talking is like, hey, we need to start looking at people look at women because of all the emotional bullshit and everything like that, but we need to start looking at men. Men hide too much of their feelings a lot of the times, and I'm not saying like,
and it's not an emasculating thing. It's not like we're trying
no.
to take away somebody's man card, but I mean, we do need to address these issues. We need to bring it out. We need to have that subject addressed, and you know,
And we need to be in the studio for this one because I want to have Dad on it with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. We could probably. I'm not doing shit on my birthday, which is Saturday.
I will still be in South Dakota most of that day.
Okay. So when are you
Well,
getting
not
back?
South Dakota, but it will probably be on Sunday.
Okay. So do you want to do that in the studio on Sunday?
Yeah, we can do it on the studio on Sunday.
Okay. That's fine. Um, yeah, no, totally. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm taking the boys to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife on Friday. I've already got my ticket spot,
Awesome.
so there's that. Yeah, past that, I didn't take a look at. Let me do something here.
Is there anything even for hockey? There really wasn't anything I seen.
There was
in
just your
sports
normal
news.
games that were played.
I got college football, just rankings and everything. It really was a slow sports week. We didn't have anything big.
It really was. Yeah, it was a slow sports week. Um, nope, we're still sitting at 60 subscribers. I'm not good with that.
But all right. Thank you for watching Nerd Sports. I'm David Dickerman,
I'm Johnny Skelton.
and this is Nerd Sports. Check you out later this week.